What up, YouTube? So after hard boiling those eggs, and after the hard boiled eggs have been peeled, to the middle of our burrito, we're going to add some of that Army brand chopped pork patty loaf. It's a loaf in a can. You can chop up into chunks and add to the middle of your burrito, or just eat as is. To the middle of that burrito, we also added some of this right here. This spicy calamari. It came in a can like this one. The footage was a complete fucking disaster. Nobody wants to watch me spurg and freak out because I didn't fold the burrito correctly, and I was able to fix it by propping it up with toothpicks. So I'll just tell you all the ingredients I put in the middle of it. In the middle of that burrito, I added, before I added the ingredients to the middle of the burrito, I added a sprinkle of that garlic powder to the middle of that burrito, and then before folding it up, I added chunks of the pork patty, the strange fish with beans, and some spicy calamari. And then I added some sharp cheddar cheese, some nacho cheese Doritos, and slices of hard-boiled egg. Now for the sauce, I chose 3 things. I used a Hidden Valley Bacon Ranch. And I added a smoky baconaise sauce. And a little bit of this honey barbecue sauce from Kraft. Those are the 3 sauces I chose. Because the calamari was spicy, I figured a little bit of sweetness from that barbecue sauce, a little bit of smokiness from that ranch and that baconaise sauce. And that calamari's got a little bit of heat on it. I tried some of it off camera. I tried all the products off camera. They're pretty delicious. For what I like to eat. Now, after I added the hard-boiled eggs, chunks of beef, fish, and calamari, and chunks of hard-boiled egg, I crushed on a little bit of those nacho cheese Doritos on the inside, added a sprinkle of that sharp cheddar cheese. Now we're going to throw it into the oven, and when it gets done cooking to a point, we're going to add some more of that cheese that we added in the middle. We're going to add that to the top of our burrito. When it's cooked to a certain point, with some crushed Doritos for extra flakiness on the crust. But yeah, YouTube, I want to thank the fans. I've been using up them ingredients to make delicious food. Army brand chopped pork patties. I mean, that's good, dude. I like my canned meats. Whether it's canned fish, like this strange and exotic spiced calamari. Or like this exotic fish and beans. I mean, chimichangas sometimes contain meat and beans, so this isn't going to be out of the ordinary. Now, once I managed to successfully wrap the burrito, and I mean successfully in the loosest term possible, because I had to use like 3 more burrito shells to wrap it. I'm not the best at rolling burritos, especially if I'm trying to roll it this big. I discovered with wrapping this burrito that microwaving your tortilla shells in the microwave for a hot 1 minute or less warms them up enough to make them pliable, makes them easy to roll. And 2, use less toppings and less tortilla shells. Every time I've done like a baked burrito like this, I roll the burrito, I smother it in country crock butter spread, original, and I dust it with some of that garlic powder on top. Now when I'm going to throw this bitch in the oven, now this time I remembered to put the seasoning and the butter on top at the same time before throwing it into a preheated oven of 350 degrees. I'm sorry for being a diva off camera, but god damn it. The internet expects me to be perfect, and even when I make gross random shit like this, they're just like, why, Cobra? Because it distracts us from all the evils and ickies of the world. I guess, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? The burrito was a complete disaster trying to roll it, but I got it rolled and I'm holding it together with my chef's toothpicks. As you can already tell what I've said on my YouTube channel before, chef's toothpicks are a chef's best friend. Whenever the burrito hasn't been rolled the best, I can hold it in place, roll it into a log, and that log kind of like starts to fall apart on the burrito side of things. Take a couple of chef's toothpicks and just boop, 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 stick them in there at various pressure points, and then it'll hold the burrito together so that when it turns into a chimichanga, by the time I get done baking this burrito to a point where all I gotta do is add the cheese on top of the Doritos, these toothpicks will be able to come out no problemo. Because by the time that happens, okay, the chimichanga will have baked onto itself. So the Doritos and the squid and the meat and the cheese and all the messy goodness in the middle will stay in the middle. I'll let it cool off, slice into the middle of it like I've been doing. So I discovered an easier way to make the tortilla shells more pliable when rolling the burritos, and then painstakingly discovering that, okay, less tortilla, less topping equals a better, easier to roll burrito. That's often the struggle with people who are craving something delicious. So we're going to stick that burrito in the middle rack, just like that. So I showed you the ingredients I put in the middle. By the time you've watched this video, if you follow me on YouTube, you've seen how I make these burritos. I'm getting better at making them, you know. That's going to bake at 350 degrees for a hot minute. I'll show you the process of when you want to put the cheese and the chips on top. And then let it bake off for a little bit longer.